to the channel, man. Today we are actually going to be picking up on khaki. I want to make a little bit of progress in the forward direction, you know, and getting this damn thing done. To be straight up with y'all, the reason why I have been kind of procrastinating on khaki is getting the transmission done. Everybody that I've talked to help me with that thing has kind of flaked on me, and yeah, it's getting to a point to where I'm probably just gonna put the transmission in without the LSD, but we're not gonna be working on that today. Today, I wanna focus on the brakes. So we are gonna be using the stock brake lines. I know a lot of people hate that. You wanna see me run all brand new lines and stuff and put it behind the firewall on the inside of the car, but I've never really been quiet on set. I've never really been one, like, I understand wire tuck, shaving the bay and stuff like that. It looks really nice, but I personally, especially with the EF, I don't mind my factory brake lines being in here because they're all the way down here. Come on, man. They're all the way down here on the bottom of the firewall. You really don't see them anyhow. So we're using factory brake lines, and previously I had a brake booster on the car. We're gonna be removing the brake booster and doing a delete. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I need more space right here for the turbo. I have a sidewinder manifold and a big old turbo that's gonna sit right here. So we gotta get rid of the brake booster, bring the master cylinder closer to the firewall. So what's really cool is the kit that we're gonna be using today is actually from Hush Performance. And I gotta give a huge shout out to Ronnie, subscriber by the name of Ronnie, actually shipped this out, dude. Huge shout out to you, I appreciate it. He mentioned that he had it laying around. It's been sitting around for, you know, forever, sitting on a shelf, he said, and he's not using it. And he sent it out for us to use on khaki, man. And what's really cool about the Hush Performance kit is it utilizes the factory master cylinder, and doing so, you can use your stock brake lines. So it's a win-win, freaking perfect. Let's get this thing installed, and then we can get the brake lines on. And yeah, forward progression. Gotta get this tape out of the way. Dun dun dun. Go ahead and get this thing cleaned up a little bit with a wire brush. Oh yes, the very nice. Hey, you fluffy little fucker. Hey, you know, can we get some silence on set? Can we get some, you know, quiet on set? Cheese and rice. Alright, I got that pulled off of our booster. Took a wire brush to the back side and just kind of cleaned it up a little bit because it was like, had some rustiness to it. I don't know. So something I really like about the Hush Performance kit is you're not going to be able to see any of the hardware. Basically, come over here and look at the back side of the booster. You see how you got 4 studs that stick through the firewall? That goes through the pedal assembly underneath the dash. So this plate utilizes those same 4 holes, of course. Hey, silence, my friend. So this plate utilizes I'm gonna wait a moment because Fluffy Boy over here just can't seem to shut the hell up. Jessica's getting him food right now, so the Hush Performance kit actually utilizes those 4 factory bolting points. So I know this kit has been out for a while. You guys have probably all seen it by now, but I just think it's really cool. This is my first experience with it. So the factory master cylinder is actually going to sit on here, and it bolts through 2 of the holes on the plate. Of course, you got all the hardware in here. So the 2 that actually have a Allen wrench head on it, these are what's going to be used to bolt the master to the conversion plate. And as you can see, they are really long. That's for a reason. So that is serving as a dual purpose. It bolts the master to the plate, but it also sticks out the backside to be the installation studs that we need to go through the firewall. And the other 2 are just these studs here that screw into the back, and they're not visible from the front, which is really nice. So that gives you your 4 studs for installing this through the pedal assembly. And the only thing that you see on the front is the 2 bolts that's actually holding the master cylinder on. I don't know, it's a really nice piece. It's a really cool design. So here is our rod now that is going to sit inside of the master, and then on the other side you actually reuse your factory clamp off the back of the brake booster. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing popped off of here so we can screw it onto our rod. Now this rod is actually just going to sit inside of your master. Like, you might be thinking this needs to attach to it or something in some kind of way, but no, it literally just sits in there, and then now it has the factory clamp that attaches to your brake pedal. So whenever we actually get it all installed and everything, it does have a little bit of adjustability here, so I'll need to check and see if I need to take some of the slack out, shorten it, or whatever. But yeah, dude, it just sits in there. Whenever you push on your brake pedal, that's what applies the pressure to your master cylinder to apply the pressure to your brakes. You know what I'm saying? All right, so now we're just gonna simply slide this in there. I'm gonna try to make this clamp onto my brake pedal. Easy as that, bro. All right, gotta grab my factory hardware off of the studs that I put on the back side of my brake booster so I wouldn't lose them. These things are all kind of mismatched, man. Good Lord. It is what it is. They work. So we just have to put those 4 bolts on now, and then the stud, this goes through the brake pedal itself, and you got to put a little cotter pin on the end so it can't fall out, and then that installation is complete. Went through all my nuts and bolts over here, and I found 4 bolts that are matching, so I don't have to use these mismatching bolts anymore. Really easy installation, but it sucks getting down there around the brake pedal assembly and getting those all tight, especially if you have to use 2 different size wrenches. All right, got the master installed. Now moving on, I need to get the proportioning valve bolted up right here. If you guys remember, we drilled a couple of holes in the firewall to put some rib nuts. I was waiting until after paint to actually put the rib nuts in. So that's where our proportioning valve is going to bolt up. I'm going to wipe these lines down and the prop valve down a little bit, clean them up before I put them in. And I found a couple OG Password JDM bolts, hardware, that we can bolt this thing in there with. Gotta clean myself up. One single number 10 goes down there. Bolts the freaking brake lines to the firewall. Dang, buddy, if I get my hand in there, I'm gonna start and do the rest. Oh, very nice. See, look at that, man. All factory brake lines. I love how it swoops down. It follows a little indent inside of the firewall. It's got this point down here that actually bolts. Then they swoop up, come up to the proportioning valve. Everything looks clean, looks factory, dude. You can't beat it, man. Can't beat it. I'd much rather this than deal with the headache of trying to run all these lines on the inside of the firewall, where I've already got too much wiring as it is, man. Once the engine's in there, dude, you ain't gonna see the lines at all. You'll see the proportioning valve. Oh no, a proportioning valve inside of my engine bay. I mean, at that point, you may as well just tuck the whole engine. Oh, I kind of did, huh? Look, tucked engine. I don't know if you guys remember this fitting. Before I painted the engine bay, I drilled a hole in that piece of metal right there that we used to plug the firewall. Focus. So, push my tape out of the way. Doink. Yeah, so that fitting is going to go inside of that hole, and that is going to be for me to run this hose through that goes to my reservoir for the master cylinder on the clutch. So if you put this hose through here and then you tighten this guy down, it has like a rubber grommet in there that squeezes down on the hose and makes it basically watertight. Bang, bang, and then that thing doesn't move at all, bro. So yeah, I gotta put this fitting on the firewall first and then run this hose through it. So what I'm gonna do is put this on the inside, so this big bulky section is on the inside of the firewall, and then on the outside of the firewall, the only thing you'll see is this, and then of course the hose coming out of it. And there it is installed. So yeah, dude, that looks pretty clean. Get the camera to focus on it. That didn't come out too bad, dude. Now I just got to run the hose through there. And then my clutch reservoir bolts up right here. And I found a couple more of these Password JDM. Dude, I have such a random assortment of these things. They're brand new. I think it's kind of cool to use on khaki. I've been saving them to use it on something. I think khaki's the best vehicle to put these on because it's just, you know, it's OG, bro. Password JDM is all like discontinued now. And then I also ordered a couple assortments of these neoprene. They're like a rubber washer to go in between certain things, you know, so it's not just scratching up the paint. I'll find a couple of these that fit over these tins. Nice. Oh, that's probably good. Maybe the smaller one. No, that's too small. And I know, I could freaking hear you through the screen, man. That's what she said. Yeah, I'll use a little brush to kind of get all the dust off of this guy. I was going to paint this bracket because it's kind of got some little rusty spots and everything on it, but at the same time, bro, like, I don't mind little things like this on khaki. I don't think everything has to be absolutely polished and perfect, you know, like nuts and bolts and stuff is one thing, but this little bracket I think just adds character. Having that little touch of rust on there, it is what it is. It kind of matches the color of the car, you know what I mean? But yeah, get all the dirt off. I do want it to be clean. Remember, man, we ain't building no damn show car out here. We building a whooping your ass car. Speaking of, there's a conversation to be had. Put it in the comments what you guys think. But I've seen some people mentioning that they think khaki is going to beat the Blazer. Whenever we get khaki done, that this car is going to be faster than the Blazer. Now, of course, I don't know if it's going to be turboed right away. That's what I'm shooting for, is for khaki to be turboed, like, right away. As soon as it's K-Series, as soon as it's running and driving, it's turboed. But I don't know, man. I think you guys underestimate the Blazer. I think khaki would almost need to be all-wheel drive to keep up. Alright, put the bolts on. I'm putting the neoprene rubber washers in between this bracket and the body of the car. Go in the hole, motherfucker. Thank you. And thank you. I need to get washers for the bottom also. Alright, on the bottom, I'm going to do a neoprene washer against the paint. And then I have a metal washer to go after that. And then I have these button head bolts, or nuts, that are going to go on after that. Nice little process here. I should have put this on before putting the damn brake reservoir in my way, huh? Son of a... How far'd you go? Gotta really smush those neoprenes down, you know what I'm saying? Get it nice and tight in there, baby. Well, there it is, man. Got the brake lines all ran. Got the brake master cylinder done. Got the clutch master cylinder done. Proportioning valve. And then, yeah, of course, the lines. Came out really nice. It's just, you know, one more step closer to getting this thing finished. So, like I mentioned earlier, the only thing I'm really waiting on right now for khaki is, dude, my next step is to put the engine in. Like, I don't want to put the radiator in and do all that stuff because I'd rather put the engine in and put all that stuff in after because, like, the radiator and all that's just going to be in my way. But yeah, I have a transmission out there with the factory LSD. This is a non-LSD transmission, and I want to put that LSD inside of this. While, yes, I was watching videos and doing research and everything on potentially just doing it myself, because honestly, it's the only way that I ever really get anything done is just doing it my damn self. But yeah, I've reached out to a couple of people people, and I'm just kind of waiting for a response to get that done so I can move forward. I need to reach out to Billy, my friend Billy from ASM that has the all-wheel drive EK hatch. I need to reach out and see if he maybe knows how to tear those things apart. For my first time doing it, I don't want to just do it blind. I'd rather have somebody with me, you know, or just give it to somebody who knows what it is they're doing. Let them freaking do it, you know what I mean? I've heard horror stories of cracking cases and stuff. That's the last thing I want to do, is try to do it myself and end up cracking the case on it, and then I'm out here looking for a K-Series case. It seems like all this stuff is worth its weight in gold. But yeah, dude, we'll be back on khaki as soon as I possibly can. We do have a lot still left to do to this car, but let me have a heart-to-heart with y'all really quick, okay? So just to be straight up with you, as you guys know, I do YouTube full-time, and I know a lot of you guys love the Honda content. I don't have anything against, if you follow me on Instagram, I feel like a lot of people kind of misconstrued what it was I was saying. I don't have a problem with Honda people, Honda enthusiasts. I don't dislike Hondas. My issue is I'm tired of the only videos that I ever post up that get any kind of views is Hondas. So as you know, recently we've done some videos on khaki in which all my views have went up to 10,000 plus views per video, which is great. I make a decent outcome whenever they get, or I make a decent income whenever my videos get upwards of 10,000 views. Now, all my other videos, like the mini bike stuff and the Blazer stuff and the things that I am doing whenever I'm not capable of doing something on this, they're not getting views, man. So I understand and I appreciate that you guys want to see khaki and you want to see more Honda content, but if you guys are truly DB fam and not just Honda fam, I don't see why it is you can't show support on every video it is that I post up, because I try to make sure, whether it's interesting content or not, I try to make sure it's entertaining. It's me in every single video, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm painting the interior on the Silverado, things like that. I don't see why it is, if you guys consider yourself to be DB fam, you ain't in there showing support on the videos that aren't khaki, you know what I mean? Because I'm just over here still trying to make this stuff work, and I find it hilarious how many haters that there actually are that follow me, that love whenever I run into issues like this, or if I have a problem or I express my opinion about something, they're always really quick to talk shit or say something like, oh, it's time to go and get a day job like the rest of us, or something like. They're rooting for you to fail, you know what I mean? And it's hilarious. Why are you watching me just because you want to root for my failure? In which, believe me, I will be doing this probably for the rest of my life. I won't allow it to fail. Even though views are down, the thing is, I'm still paying my bills and I'm still making it work, and I always will. And if it doesn't, then I'll move on to the next thing, man. That's how life is. And believe me, the last thing that I'm gonna do is go back to working at a sign shop or go back to working for absolutely anybody. Do you really think that somebody knows how to do absolutely everything all on their own? Like, I don't take this to a paint shop. I don't take it to a mechanic. I don't take it to, the only thing I gotta do is take it to a transmission shop. But yeah, dude, I literally, there's no limit to my ability, you know what I'm saying? I don't limit myself, and I know how like conceited or arrogant or something that might sound, but it is, that's just how it is that I feel. I have that confidence in myself that I know that if YouTube gets to a point to where it is failing and it's not going to provide for me any further to where I'm capable of paying my bills and everything, because I've been doing this for close to 10 years, man, and making it work. I get up every single day and I have to figure out for myself what it is I'm doing. I have to police myself and stay on myself to keep myself busy, to make content, to make income in order to pay my bills and to take care of everything that I have going on around here. I've been doing that for 10 years. Well, I've been doing that for a lot longer than 10 years, but I've been doing YouTube for 10 years. So, but yeah, dude, if it ends up failing, then I will move on to the next thing. Believe me, I have plenty of business ideas in my head, and it would just take a small investment into some things and just move on. And that's not something I want to do, you know? So, if you guys can, I do have a lot of quality videos up on the channel of lifting the Blazer, working on the cat eye, doing the interior and stuff, and the mini bike stuff. If you could please go and get caught up on the videos. Let's get the views up, because when the views are up, the income comes in, and most certainly it is not something that I am like trying to get rich off of. It's not me over here saying, go watch my videos, I need more money. Dude, the money translates into car parts and into making better quality footage and content for you guys. You know what I'm saying? It goes full circle. So it's not about me wanting money or to make my pockets fat, because in this business, as money comes in, it goes right in the hell back out. And if there's more coming in, then that just means there's more content going back out. So go show me some support on all the videos you haven't watched. I most certainly would appreciate it. I'm gonna end this one here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and no worries, man. The Honda content isn't going anywhere. We gotta finish khaki. Once khaki is done and I get the transmission swapped out on my Blazer, and I get this Camaro put back together, I want to get started on not only the C10, but Jessica's Integra out there also. I want to do an auto to manual on, and then while I have the engine and everything out, I'm going to paint the bay, because we're going to eventually do a full color change on her car, in which it's not going to end up like the Camaro. No worries. That thing's going to get, whenever I get started on it, that car is going to get thoroughly finished, because I want that car back as a driver, you know? But anyhow, like I said, hope you enjoyed it. Peace, and we'll see you on the next one.